This is May. It is December 8th. And whole huge group. We're going to go do the tour.
You want to take off early and get your group?
No, because I don't have only one client.
There's Tara and May out here.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
This is Paul. I'm the one that was down south.
Oh, hi, Paul.
Following you there.
Divide you up into 3 groups.
No, we're right here.
Not yet. Is that Pat?
It's impatient Pat. Hi, Pat.
We're all so quiet.
If every team goes through that site, except Green Bay Packers and New England Patriots. I don't know. I just said no. No one likes someone that wins all the time. I don't like it.
Well, if I could get.
Why don't you take those, Marilee? Take 4.
Rita hasn't made it.
Yeah, Rita's probably forgotten.
She did forget because when she was out with her dog, she said she should
was looking forward to it.
I know, but she looks,
So I can have
she forgets.
these two.
Yeah, I'll take those 2 and Sue.
And you are? Tara. Tara. Yeah. Oh, pretty. And you are?
April. No, I'm just kidding. I'm May.
Now, I always wanted to be called April, though, because my birthday's in April, and I thought, I'm Marilee. And
Yep.
I had to grow into that name because I didn't like it at work. So. All right, we all got our coats on. We ready to go?
Oh, this is Ace.
All right, does anybody need my own?
I do.
May does. I got my cane. I'm going to call you April all day.
You're taking international.
We're going, Tara.
Caesar, and Marilee's got some family, so you can go with me and we'll take.
I have family. You guys are all my family.
Yeah,
it's me and May with you. Yeah.
Well, this is my granddaughter
Bye, Gabe.
Hi, guys.
and my son's son.
Hi.
Both of your sons?
Yep.
Yeah.
My sons are
Y'all get acquainted there?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Pat, smile. You're on candid camera.
Oh, she's video recording the
Yeah.
tour. So
Okay, the door opens away from us. The
Okay.
hinges are on the left.
On the left. Door on your left.
And I'm
Door left, Tara.
gonna let somebody from the family jump in here.
Got
and
it?
grab the
Yep, I
doors
got it.
for
Okay.
us. Got 'em. Good job. All right. Oh goodness, there are leaves all over the place. So just shuffle through them. I don't see a better way.
Watch out for the leaves. Oh, my goodness, there are.
I can smell them too.
Anyone want some leaves?
Well, you gotta clean up around here every now and then.
Man, get out of my shoe.
Oh my goodness.
So what are we walking by now? Whoops.
We're walking straight and we're gonna turn to the right.
Okay. We are walking toward the kennels. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I tried to wear a white blouse.
Good, Tara?
Make the left turn. Okay, there's a little dip in the pavement here, and we're going across the parking lot. Veer to the left.
There you go, Tara. No losing, Tara.
No, can't lose that gal.
No, I'd be upset.
I would be too. All right, and we're going to the right, another dip, and the little bumpy. I'm going to stop right here and tell you about the pavers that we're standing on. I won't go away.
Down there? No, that's okay.
These are bricks that we sell. You know, we don't take any government money at all, so all of our money is fundraising. So these are different groups and areas. A lot of the Lions will buy a large brick for $500. The small ones are $250. Different people buy them things for their just loved ones, somebody who perished, somebody, a group that likes to, you know, donate money to different causes. So this is one of our big fundraisers right here. All right, here I am. And we'll move right along because it so
We're going,
cool.
Tara.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
coming. I wore a light blouse, but I got a dark coat on, so.
Woo, high wind. I gotta
We're
hold on.
almost there.
Gotta hold on to Merrilee. The wind's trying to blow me away.
Hang on. I'm an anchor.
Yeah.
This is our new Canine Development Center. We put $16 million into it a couple of years ago. So it's not a kennels anymore.
Yeah, the kennels were
Call
kind
it
of.
the Canine Development Center, and there's a whole bunch of new words, and I'm old, and I have like we don't have trainers anymore. We have guide dogs.
GDMI.
Mobility
Instructors.
Yep.
And the dogs don't live in the kennels; they live
In a development center.
in the development center. But they also live in a suite. And
Yeah, they live in style now.
and yes, they do. So we're
So my
gonna go.
dog came from Style.
That's right. Your dog came from style.
She's moving into Style.
I have a dog that was raised in a prison.
I think mine was too.
Prison puppies. And
Going through another sliding
they're
door.
wide enough for us all to get through. Good job. You know what? I'm going to take my coat off here. I'm going to get you to a
Unzip
chair,
mine.
though.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Everything's falling off. And you can leave your coat right here. I'm taking my purse because if you should ask me a question and I don't have the answer to it, so
Where'd she put the coats? Tara.
straightforward.
Right here in front of me.
There you go.
Right. Ah, right there. Okay.
Oh, let me get my phone. I can put it in my other pocket.
Yeah.
So right now we're in the lobby-ish
Yeah, we are in
area.
the lobby. As soon as we get our coats off, and you guys gonna carry yours. Pat, you wanna lay your coat down, or are you gonna have somebody carry? Yeah, yeah. And we're the first group to go through, so everybody's coats go on top of ours, but we'll.
We'll have to unbury our
Okay.
coats.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, they'll get their
I'm
choice.
leaving my hat on because I did not do my hair.
Okay. This
This is where the
is,
puppies be. I remember
this
when I
is,
came
yeah.
here.
They're right in there.
this is where our puppies are.
Oh, there are some puppies in here.
And it's our large aquarium for the puppies. And this is for the public when they, want to come up and do a tour and see. Right now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like 6 yellow labs.
Oh.
And they're not tiny babies either. They're 8 weeks, 9 weeks. And puppies, raisers come, and after they've been selected and chosen and checked out, they come up and they pick up the puppies at about this age, and then they take them home. And for the next year, they are responsible for training those puppies to soft training pretty much, where I believe there's 35 different things that I raised 8 in a row. And so I dream about puppies at night. And so, but mostly we want to socialize the puppy so that it is comfortable in every situation. So there are times when we take our puppies down to the fire department and they blow all their whistles and bells and carry on like crazy. We want to make sure that the puppy's comfortable. First of all, our motto is do not leave home without them, and do not leave a room and leave them behind, because puppies can get into trouble. So
Yeah.
I always had a little bassinet that if I was gonna run down and throw the clothes from the washer to the dryer, I could pop the puppy in there and know it was safe. And of course, we crate train. And I was opposed to that until I did my first puppy, and I realized they love the kennel that I had. I put a blanket over it, and it was like a little cave. And when we had people over and there was a lot of activities going on, the puppy would have had it with us and just scoot right into his kennel. So I have learned to love the kennel, and it's a great tool. When you leave, you don't have to worry about as a puppy getting into trouble, eating anything they shouldn't, they're happy. And so all your puppies are crate trained. Y'all feel comfortable about that?
Yeah, I'm getting a crate for mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
She
love
likes it.
We love the gate training. So anyway, here are puppies and they're waiting to be picked up. Anybody have cameras with them? You're welcome to take pictures.
I have my video going.
Oh, she's got a video. And of course, I'm gonna be on there.
That's right. See, there she is.
Paddling away. I have to be careful what I say.
Are they sleeping?
They're all sleeping.
Aw.
They're curled up. There's some really light white ones and then almost beige. So they're different. They're all different colors. Who's got labs?
I do.
A lab, and I have a. From what I've been told, I have a almost white one.
Oh, they are beautiful. Every color is
I have a
gorgeous.
black one.
And I have a black one at home. My last puppy that I raised for leader dog, they pulled for breeding.
Oh,
So he was happy boy. He
Yeah.
had to breed. All right, we got a group.
and I do have the camera point the right way so it sees in there.
Yes,
Okay.
you're perfect.
Oh, okay. I did get that way then. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
And
Okay.
this way.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone here. Let's smile, everybody. Somebody
Oh,
take
I
me
see
home.
'em
Please
moving
take me
now.
home.
Oh, they're waking up like people
Oh,
are
yeah.
out.
Yeah, people are out there. Let's say hello.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, look at that, that one in the front. He looks like he can hardly keep his eyes open. All right, we're gonna go right into the puppy area.
Yay. Yeah, if you want to help me make sure I get everything.
Yeah, we're gonna try, I'll make sure that you're pointing the right way.
Okay.
All right, the door opens toward us and the hinges are on the right-hand side and
Okay.
I've got to unlock. We are an extremely secure building, so. All righty, and I'm gonna have one of the guys grab the door.
Door right.
Thank you. And here I am.
All right.
I'm gonna turn to the right. These are the back ends of the puppy aquarium that you saw in the front. On the right, on the left are offices.
Boring old offices.
The one fun thing about working here is there's a kennel under everybody's desk. So you are encouraged to bring your family pet to work with you every day. If you have meetings and you don't want to leave your dog kenneled under your desk, we have a puppy area where they can have play dates. And if you need to take someone out to lunch, you can leave your dog behind. Now, these are not leader dogs, and most likely they're dogs that have no affiliation with us at all. We just know that people who work here tend to be puppy people, and we don't want to ask them to leave their dogs at home all day long. So, all right, the next door we go through is coming toward us. The hinges are on the left. I'm gonna just hold this, so there we go. Oh, hi there, how are ya? Good. All right, I'm gonna stop right here because we have to really disinfect before we go into the puppy area. But I do wanna mention to you, you're probably wondering why I say the door opens toward you, away from you, the hinges are on whatever side.
Okay.
Our dogs are taught while they're in care of a puppy racer that they always go out the opening side of the door. And that is, first of all, for safety of our clients, and secondly, we want all our dogs to be taught to do the same thing the same way. So they are on your left. So you say to yourself, if the dog is on the left and the door opens on the right, how is that dog gonna get through the door with the client safely? The dog is one of the things we teach as a puppy raiser to the dog, is to have him move around the back, always to the back, and then to the front. And that's how the client knows where the opening of the door is. So the door can easily be opened. Now, I have 2 dogs at home. They are soon to be 9 and 11. And if I tried to go out the door without them moving around, they would absolutely cut me off at the knees. They move around quite quickly, don't they? To get to the opening side of the
Because
door.
Sunshine, she does
So This is not easy for the clients to pick up on right away, and I'm sighted, and I have been cut off more than once. And I have a large German Shepherd and a large Black Lab.
Oh, I want that shepherd.
Oh, that Shepherd it was a prison, raised in the prison. We have a small group of our puppies that are raised in the prison, and it's a twofer because we get great dogs. This dog is so obedient. I can think a command, and she'll be right there. And we find that the prisoner who raised her does not commit another crime, goes on to be a successful human being. There's something in our dogs that teaches them to shape up and fly right. So, all right, now to go into the puppy area, we do two things. First of all, we used to have to step in a pail to disinfect the bottom of our feet and our canes. And somebody who works here got really industrious and was able to find a company that makes a pad. You'll feel it when you walk over it. It's slightly spongy, and it'll disinfect the bottom of your shoes.
Cool.
And then if you gently roll your cane in that also. Then on the wall to your, see how I have to do that because it's real easy for me to get confused. To your left is a hand sanitizer. So we'll make sure every hand gets under there. And then guess what? After we go through, they're gonna scrub and clean this room. So that's how careful we are with the puppy that we're sending home with you. All right, the door opens away from you and the hinges are on the right, and I'm gonna start. I have here you take my arm. I'm gonna have you take my arm in. All right, back and forth with your feet, good job. And then reach, here, you wanna trail my arm?
Can you hold that?
I need to do, there, over here. Here, honey. There you go. And then just do your hands. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Are we doing you? All right, now I am going to give you your camera back. We're never in a hurry around here, are we?
Nope.
All right, and we're gonna have you come all the way through. And then I'm gonna have you continue to go over.
Hey, I smell puppies.
Half a wall. There you go.
I smell puppies in here.
Yep, there are puppies in here.
I smell puppies in here. I hear puppies in here.
Yeah, you can hear those puppies.
I hear the puppies in here.
Then turn to your right, there's a half a wall.
Right here, Tara. I hear puppies in here. Okay, well, I
can see
did.
them moving right there. They're, if you point the camera.
That way? Ah, okay.
Good. Hold it down just a little bit because they're small.
Way down there. But it's a big lens, so hopefully it's catching them. Oh, hey, there's a puppy.
Aww.
There's a puppy. We probably have to move down some.
Oh, yeah. So that pet can get in here.
Oop, I hit the end of the wall.
Look at them. They're all just
Hi,
sitting there because they want to be
puppies.
seen.
Hi, puppies.
Every chance to be a successful, healthy, happy dog. All right, now I'll have you all move up to this half a wall. Oh, look at they're just looking at it.
Hi, puppies.
You have no idea what's in store for them, but because of our breeding program, we are so happy that we have successful puppies like this, and our breeding program is just top notch in the country. So I want to tell you a little bit about our flooring in here. It is a fancy mixture. Kind of looks like a gravel camine, but it's softer, it's real gentle on us and the puppies. They don't go flying across the room and slide into the walls. And the most important thing about them is the fact that they do not absorb liquid. So drooling, peeing, all the liquid that comes out of a little puppy bubbles up and can be easily wiped away. Now, because of that, we find that they're laying less in liquid. So we're not getting the ear infections, the yeast infections.
That's good.
It has improved greatly. And so whenever we do find out something that's going to be better for the puppies around here or our clients, we move heaven and earth to make it happen. So they are in the pen that is farthest away. These are double pens, and the pen they're in has a big window with sun coming in it. And in that pen are toys, little type toys. What you can see from here is the slide, but we have a lot of little pushy things and things that they can roll around, and so they really play in that front pen. And then there's a double door, and the reason for the Dutch double door is so that our employees can walk from one area to the other without losing any puppies. So they just undo the top one and step over. The pen that's closest to us is where they sleep at night, and so it's quieter. It gives us plenty of time to go in the back pen and clean. And we got two little black ones that are kind of jumping on each other. Oh, that's cute. And so we have easily been able to maintain our puppies. These puppies again look to be, maybe 10, 12 weeks old, but generally a puppy raiser gets a puppy at around 8 or 9 weeks. So either we are waiting for the Christmas time to be over with. Who wants to take a brand new puppy home?
I will.
Before Christmas.
I'll take a puppy.
I did, and it kind of throws a wrench in your Christmas, especially if you have little ones around. So are there any questions about the pens that we are keeping the puppies in until they are safely in a puppy raiser's home? That's not a trampoline, but it's actually a bed. It's this right here.
Really?
And it's
Yeah?
now they're all
You don't say.
And so it does give, and I've seen as many as 5 pulled up on one.
Yes, we hear you.
He's the bully.
Yeah.
Ruff.
You
Yeah.
can identify right away.
Yeah? Rawr, yourself. Uh-huh. Rawr, ruff, ruff.
And when I never had a choice on what puppy I got to take home, but I was always hoping it was a quiet one. But
My goodness, you have lots to say.
it
Yeah.
doesn't always work.
He's the bully. He's up on the
Huh.
slide, making everybody not get on the slide.
Well, he was really.
Be nice over there.
So, there are a lot of things we do that, when a puppy first, that was trying to get out the window, because I'm gonna escape. I don't like all this barking. When our puppies, first come to us from the home where they were born, we try to do everything as normal and natural as we can. So we have parents who do nothing but have a breeding post dog, and so the puppies are born in their home, and then they come in at about 6 weeks. But even before they come in, we start their training, and they are not allowed to have their food until they sit quietly, give you eye contact, and we call it a smile, and then their food is given to them. We feed each dog individually because we want to make sure their weight is maintained the same, they all get the same amount of food, and just like that little black puppy that was barking like crazy, I suspect he would jump in other puppies'
Yeah, give me that
mouths.
food. I need more.
Yeah, he would do that. So we're very careful to make sure that they're each fed the same amount, and then our clients here have probably been taught how to serve our dogs to measure their food carefully. And now our dogs get 2 in the morning and 2 at night, but we walk 3 miles every day no matter what, and sometimes more. So they stay at a nice slim weight. All right, we are gonna walk down to the end of this area and turn. Wait for me.
Well, come on.
Come on, hurry up, move it. So, and you'll see, like, here is an office, and it says, "Do not pet me, I'm working." That belongs to a gal who works in that office. And, she just wants her dog left alone so she can just quietly work with it when she wants to. All right. All right, we're turning to the left. And this is also another double pen, and way in the back we see we have all little black lab puppies, and they're good size too. So we don't just feed and love and kiss and coddle these puppies while they're here the short time before the puppy raisers. Their beginning of training starts at the puppy raiser's home, where they have to sit quietly before they get fed. And then when they're here, there's a number of tactile things we do with the puppies. We gently lie them on their back so they learn that there's no fear to being flopped upside down. It's done in a gentle and mechanical manner. And then we do things with, we play with the pads on their paws to make sure that they're not uncomfortable. There are keys that are jangled on the left side and the right side so the head can turn back and forth. So we know our puppies are sound and healthy and strong and not fearful by the time that they go to the puppy raiser's house. And then that's for another year, and a whole bunch of things happen in that month. So while they're here, we're gonna turn back to your left, that's right. And then slightly to the right. And this
Left.
This is my, you're right. You're correct. This is my favorite thing. And this is brand new from our renovations that we did here, because I'll tell you, picking up poop is a real pain. And doing 8 puppies in a row, I can tell you firsthand, that seems like that's all you do. So when they're tiny little puppies, you know, there's a lot of peeing and pooping going on around here. And so we used to have to go get the plastic glove, and then we would have to pick it up and put it in a bag. And then the bag would have to go into the trash. And then the trash would have to go outside, and then the trash man would come and pick up the trash, and you can imagine a lot of baggies, and take it to the fill place, the dump fill, and they would be there for years and years. And I think I read someplace 200 years. So when we decided to do the addition here, one of the really smart puppy people who worked in this department, and now it's in every department. I don't want to frighten anybody, but it's going to sound like a giant flush. Now, it's a one-stepper. You pick it up, you put it in here, and you flush it away. So we love this, all of us who work here, and it's just really a nice addition.
It's a puppy toilet.
It's and so I always have somebody smart that goes through and says, you know, cats do that all by themselves. But I don't buy it. My kids have cats, and I have heard they can train them to go on, but somebody still has to go by and flush it. So anyway, we're going to back up just a couple of steps. Now, some of you know and some of you don't know that Purina Puppy Chow is very gracious to donate all the puppy chow and all the dog food while dogs are here in this center. And we encourage you to keep your dog on that same food. And one of the reasons why we do that is that you can get it all over the world. So when our Spanish-speaking friends come and our clients come, and they come and go away with the dog, that's a food they do not have to change in their country. So they also have donated a very large machine, and we never have to touch the dog food. We put the bowl underneath, push a button, the amount of food comes out in the bowl, and it goes right to the puppy. So not that we think any of us have any germs or anything, she's feeding over there. And she's feeding them all in separate little bins. We pull it out from the wall. Puppy looks at her, sits, gives eye contact, a smile, and then it gets picked up and put in the bin, and it gets the kids to eat. So, all right, we're going to turn around, and we believe puppies should be cleaned. Now,
Oof, wall.
did you hit the wall?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's like awfully close there. I was like, oh, hi, wall.
I give you more credit. So, I was involved with a lot of puppy programs when I was raising my puppies, so it might have been 3 times a week. I was at the Rotary, or I was at, some sort of a group, and we were, explaining our puppy program. And so my puppy had to be bathed every time. And we got to the point where we just said, well, we're gonna be the puppy every 3 days, just, you know, we never know when we're gonna be in the public. So, I'm gonna let you step a little closer, and you too, and feel around and see. Yeah, it's a nice big, there's steps that come down. You wanna move in closer?
A tape.
All right, oh, to your right a little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And, we like the puppies to see other puppies being bathed. It's a group thing. Just like if you saw somebody doing something strange and you know,
Oh,
didn't
it had
hurt
a
at
long
all, they seem to
spiral
like it,
hose.
then you're gonna
So I
wanna
can move
do it
around,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a laundromat in every room of the place here, and it is so that we can be bathing our puppies constantly, and so that it's another thing that we don't want them to feel like that's a strange or a weird thing. Bathing is common to them as it is to us. Okay. Any questions at all about puppy land? There's a lot to tell you, wasn't there? And I know, I can hear your tummies growling, so
You
I'm.
have like an outdoor area there too?
We
like the
do.
door
We have
opens
several
up?
outdoor areas, and then they're penned in and outside. So the dogs, the puppies get lots of fresh air. Let me tell you a little something, see, every time you mention something I probably should say, because I want you to get the full flavor of it. Those garage doors are the opposite of what you might have on your garage door. They move only when you're pushing. So we don't want to squish any puppies. So we open the garage door by pushing it, and it stops only when we let go. So if the garage door is coming down and one of those little puppies decides to scoot in, all you have to do is take your finger off the button and it stops immediately. So it's kind of a real cool thing. I know we used to have a weird garage door that we'd have to push on the inside and then run real quick outside before the door came down. And so I always have kind of a fear of that. But this is we did a lot of really cool things when we did this addition. So we're gonna swing all the way around here. All right, this door pushes away from us, and the hinges are on the right. I'm gonna tuck you in so I don't crash you anymore. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Sorry about the crashing.
That's
I
okay.
haven't really lost anybody yet. All right, this is our isolation area. So when the puppies come in from the host family that has the mom, they come through here and we check them over really carefully. Occasionally we'll get a pup with diarrhea. That's not too uncommon, having them off mom's milk and on little hard dog food. So they're here, they stay here, and they work with the vet in isolation until they're completely well. The vet picks and prods and gives them all their shots, and then they go into the room we just left, and they're waiting for host family to come and pick them up and have them for that next year. This is also, to my left, an area where the dogs come back after being with the puppy racers a year. And one of the things that we do to make sure that our dogs that come in are as clean and clear as they can be is the last 2 weeks they're at a puppy raiser's house. Now they're 12 or 13 months old. They're in isolation in their home. So by the time they come in here, they haven't rubbed noses with the neighbor's dog. They haven't been able to sniff the grass that may be down the street, a dog that we don't know might be carrying something. So they're 2 weeks in isolation in the puppy raiser's home. Don't we go through a lot? We go through a lot, don't we, for those puppies?
I had no idea.
I didn't know that part.
And when I
Wow.
was doing it, I just said, don't bother me, I'm raising a puppy. I thought, you can only do so much. So then they come in here and they are put in isolation again. And the vet comes in and goes through a whole workup with them. And so we know that the puppy is healthy. The only thing we really deal with anymore is sometimes we get a little diarrhea. Sometimes we do have to change their dog food. They may have an allergy to the Purina. And none of you have had that happen, obviously, because your dogs are still on Purina.
Yep.
Rarely, but it happens occasionally. The shepherd that I adopted was raised in a prison, and then he was with prisoners. Then he came back up here, and his leader dog mobility instructor was a man, Mike, I know him well. And so then when he was old enough to graduate and he went with his client who was blind, that was a man. So when the client was no longer able to work a leader dog, the shepherd came back here, and I got a call because I guess the shepherd was devastated. And I raised a shepherd before, and I mean, you think they're big and strong, but they have such big hearts.
Yes, they do.
So anyway, it came up, and I was just gonna be a soft place for him to land till he can get on his feet, and then somebody would, well, I adopted him before I left. He loved my husband and looked at me like, who are you? I don't have women in my life. I'm not about to have a woman. And that was several years ago, and now he can't hardly breathe without loving on me. So it did take some time. So anyway, this is where they come back to, and we, after they've been with the puppy raiser for a year. So this is a dual purpose, but it's an isolation area.
Okay.
Okay, all right, now we're.
I do have one question.
Sure,
Is the music on like 24 hours?
it is.
Okay.
And the floors are heated
Oh.
in
okay.
winter, and they're cooled in the summer. I'm glad you
Yeah,
asked that.
nice,
Yeah, I can't get
quiet.
it all out. It's just way too much.
I know.
And I know you're hungry, so I'm trying to move it along.
It's all right.
All right, we're
They
gonna
are-
twirl you.
They're not ready. We're doing
Well, you're young and healthy, so. Alrighty, this is breeding stock, and it's for the males. And we like to do everything just as natural as we can, but occasionally we find that our breeding department, who is just sure this male and this female, not only have they done lineage all the way back, and we know our dogs back 20, 30, sometimes 40, 50 years. We keep really good records, and we have a department, and that's all they do. And so we see that Bobo and Sadie would just be perfect together. However, they're just not too sure about each other, so we do have some artificial insemination, very seldom. It really has to be something we knew that we really want those puppies to be born. And it's a very mild procedure. There are lots of other procedures puppy mills and other people do, but we do not. We do natural breeding, and it's very interesting because our male puppies come in, they live in a separate host family because they're not spayed or neutered. And so we call them in, or the male visits the female's home. And so we try to do it as nicely as we can. And so the males can breed up until they are not comfortable doing it anymore. And then we extract their semen, and we have it for years and years and years, probably 50 years. I guess we can keep it forever, but we've only been doing it for 55, 60 years, so. Any questions about breeding your? So we'll go to, this is our cryogenics lab, and that has been really important for us as far as the breeding goes. We have a whole team of people that work in there. All right, we're gonna turn around here to the right. We're going down a weird hallway here where we got a lot of twists and turns. All right, and then to the left, you're easy to guide. With me running into a wall. All right, this is our female breeding stock.
Marilyn, Village 2 is open right here.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We never know what village, so I have to keep looking until I find it out. So this is, we keep our females here. And this is something we learned with a new renovation that we did, because we just always thought if they smelled each other, they'd be like, oh, we can't wait to meet so-and-so.
Roof, roof.
But we found that that isn't really as accommodating as we thought it was. So this air heating system only goes to the left, the males only goes to the right, so they have no consciousness of either one until we give them that lovely evening together. Now the females, we have very carefully chosen. And so the year the female turns 2.5, she's bred twice. 3.5 to 4.5, she's bred twice. So that's 4 breedings, and she's done. So we have found that the males can breed forever, and the females, we're just very careful. And we don't break that rule. So people might want to tell you that we breed heavily up here, and now you know we do not. That's the curious rule. Okay? And we got more little gals in here. We used to, in some cases, we still do breed large dogs. In fact, all the puppies I was raising were really big, 70 to 90 pounds. 65 now is what they like to hit for. I know you all spoke to us and said, you know, you didn't want such big dogs. You like to ride in trains and planes and automobiles, and the big dogs were uncomfortable. You might have a pet at home or two, and to bring a third big dog in was just too much for your home. So we listened to you, and now I think if you guys can see all the way down to them, there's a very small black lab.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks like maybe 40 pounds, 45. That's a really small one.
Can one that small?
So occasionally we'll get a big one, and I'm stuck with two of the big ones, which, by the way, I really like. But they have to be extremely obedient to be that big and live in the home with you. So, oh, there's a big black lab right straight through there.
You just put it.
Yeah, he just said,
see
I'm
how
a big
big he
one.
was, yeah.
Yeah, I want you to see how big I am. Any questions at all about the breeding? I'm not going into any detail here. Okay,
They
all
do,
right.
they do that outside of here though too, right? You were
Pardon
saying
me?
like, there's people that they,
Whoops.
you were saying something like visiting, were you talking about visiting here? Cause I thought I just met somebody that, I don't know if they were raising them, or it sounded like they were breeding or
They
something.
could have been breeders,
Yeah,
they could have
yeah.
been puppy raisers, but we do our own dogs.
Okay.
Years and years and years ago, when we first started out, we did, I want to sell Dalmatians, and that was the other big dog, skinny, you know what I mean, the big skinny. Anyway, they were big, and they tend to be kind of pushy dogs, and how can I think of that? Well, you can't think of it either.
Yeah, I can't.
And you know what I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure the big, and I think of them as war dogs too. So anyway, and then we did lots and lots of shepherds. Well, shepherds is not as good with shepherds as it is with Goldens or Lags. And the third reason why we don't do what I call dogs that maybe look intimidating is because when we want all three of these gals to go home, we want somebody to come up and say, oh, what a beautiful lab. Oh, how cute is your lab. And I had to tell you, they don't do that with my shepherd. And my shepherd is the sweetest, loving, non-combative. Being raised in a prison, you think you might have a little attitude, but she doesn't. And so shepherds are sort of take away that tool of bringing people to you, whereas we want our clients to have as many friends and have opportunities as possible. So, but there are some people who demand shepherds
I
still.
prefer a shepherd.
I know, and we
Yep.
we didn't do enough apparently
No,
to
'cause
say,
I got my lab, but which is okay. It's like, yeah, whatever.
pretend your lab's a shepherd.
Well, she speaks like one, so you know.
Dude, call her king or something.
Oh no, she talks just as much as a shepherd, so it's all
Yeah,
good.
So anyway, we're all over puppy raisers because we do 250 to 300 clients a year, so that takes a lot of puppy raising, and I love the fact that not all our dogs, all the ones I raised except one, my shepherd had a health issue and it kept her from working. But all the other dogs that I raised went out and working. Well, it's only about 45% that really make it. So I was just either lucky or I'm just a drill sergeant, I don't know which. But anyway, we have some dogs that are just, they don't want to leave. They're lovely, they're affectionate. They go to our court system and they sit with children when they have to testify against their father. So, I'm in the process right now of granddaughter who works for Lutheran Services. And we are getting her a dog that will be a service dog. So when she has to work with a family that needs a big yellow lab head in their lap for comfort, she'll be able to do that. So we actually do that also. And our dogs that don't make it, there are so many service, they got border patrol that dying for our dogs, police dogs. There are some less service dogs that we don't entertain because their dogs are worth $45,000, and they've been so highly instructed that it would be kind of a shame to waste them on whatever.
Yeah, too much in
Yeah, too much into them. So that's, any questions then about breeding? We just zipped right through that. Sorry,
Now she's beating me up.
I am. I bumped right into her.
My guide's abusive.
I know. I'm not. I love you. All right. The door pushes away from us, and the hinges are on the left-hand side.
Door left.
And you said number 2, right?
Village 2, yep.
Grab the door.
Yep, Village 2.
So we're right here in Village 2. All righty. All right, we're going into the village, and
We're going to the village.
we're going into the village, and this is vacant. There are no pups in here at all. This is where your dogs actually lived for the year. For the 4 months that they were up here in training after they spent a year with a puppy raiser. So the door pushes away from us, hinges are on the left.
Door left. Hi over there, doggy.
Yeah, we got doggies on the other side. Whoops, I'm gonna be real careful with
That's
you.
okay.
All right, now we are actually going to go in to the suite. All righty. Now, anybody over this height, duck. You're not.
Ah.
I checked you because I didn't want to hurt you again. All right. Can you imagine
Wow.
up until you're pretty close? All right, put your hands up in the air, put them off to the side.
Oh, wow.
See how big this is?
This used to be, they didn't have this
See
big.
How big we are, yeah. All right, yeah. They used to be
The old kennels were,
little past your knees.
yeah.
You know, a big square, like even the ones maybe you'll get for home. And we made them large enough because when they first get together, it's called a string, and we have one leader dog, mobility instructor.
Oh, that's the bed.
And he will choose in his string 2 fast walkers, 2 slow walkers, 2 yellow, 2 black, 2 big, 2 little, so that they can all learn from each other. And they're there together for 4 months. 2 months into that, we know where the dog's going potentially. So if you live in New York City, we take that dog and train him in Chicago. If you live in the rural area, we go to Lake Orion. So that dog gets fine-tuned in the 4 months that our specialized trainers have that dog. So when they first come together, they'll all be in this room, and one by one, we let them out to experiment and see what's going on. Then we let another one out. When they make friends, we let the third out and the fourth. And as they make friends, we leave the doors open. So if they feel like they kind of want to get away and get a little sleep, they can come in here. All the beds are hanging on the walls. Some
Yeah.
dogs prefer them, some dogs don't. As soon as we find out what they like, that's what we give them. But there can be 3 dogs curled up in here because 3 of them may be litter mates and they've just come back together again. So this whole time that they're with our mobility instructors, they have lots of opportunities. This is where we look for stress. And we want to make sure that every dog is confident and just going to do the very best job for you that we can do. So if we see a dog that's a little timid, we will curl up in the kennel with them. We will sing to them. We will brush them. We'll curl up with them and snooze with them. We'll read them a book. We'll do whatever we think it takes to make that dog strong and whole again. And when it starts feeling its Cheerios one more time, then we reintroduce it to the pack. Now, in the pack, we have dogs and we have trainers. And sometimes you can walk by here and there'll be a circle, and there'll be a dog and a person, and a dog and a person. And they'll play games like Red Rover, that. Bobby, come over, and they'll play games together.
Aw.
So they're not only in serious training in this situation, but there's a lot of levity and a lot of loving, and I can tell when I walk up and down the halls what dog is being treated for stress, because I may find 2 or 3 dogs curled up with one person, and they're all feeling strong and sociable again.
That's why our dogs keep playing under the table.
Yeah, yeah.
We do train the dogs to go immediately when they see or hear you setting the table, under the table they go. So this is kind of cute. My black lab that I raised, the minute I start doing the dishes or whatever, under the table he goes. The shepherd was trained to go in another room because the prisoners didn't set a table.
Right. Right.
So it's so funny because they go opposite directions, and I think, my gosh, they're 9 years old and 11 years old, and they still whip around me to go out the door in the right order. And when I'm starting to do the table, they know their place. So when you get home, you are going to see some of these things that we worked on. You'll see your dog just does them automatically.
My
And
puppy does.
We want to make sure that all those dogs that we train so carefully are good for you, are
Yeah.
doing what they're supposed to be doing for you. So.
Ren's puppy raiser taught her go under the table, under the chair. So from the moment I got her, she's done that.
Yeah, I know, it's just incredible. And sometimes I think, gosh, I wish I'd have done these puppies before I raised my children. Because I would have been more patient with my children. I would have never raised my boys. And heaven forbid, swats.
Yeah.
I think I swatted a couple of times when they were older and could handle it. So, any questions at all? This is a really excellent place. In the back here is a rough play where they can run around and tear around, and we have ballards that hang so it absorbs the barking. We have garage doors back there that open up too. The dogs don't come and go from there, but they get a lot of fresh air. We've got the flusher going on back there. So this is, and then we're not quite finished
Got it.
here because it's going to be less sterile. We're going to have some palm trees, and but right now everything is still just to meet all the dogs' needs, and of course the bathing. And I heard there are going to be big flat screens on the TV, but right now we just have
They can watch doggy shows,
yeah, I know.
doggy soap operas.
And I do too. A lot of those. So this is where they're housed for the 4 months that the trainers are working with them.
That's
During
kinda
that
cool.
period of time, we really do. For instance, we know about Patricia. We know about her family. We know about her needs and her likes and her dislikes. And that's when we prime fit that dog that she gets to her. So we're hoping we did a good job with you. We tried real hard to make sure the fit is just as perfect as it can be. And there's some time too of adjustment. So have you seen her dog yet?
No, we FaceTime. But
Yeah, but you haven't really like
Yeah.
glommed on it and loved on it, and you're
Yeah.
probably thinking, oh, get this tour over with, and go play with that dog. Okay.
I think they are starting to get hungry
Yeah,
now.
I told you, I heard the growling of the tummies. Alrighty, so, alright, now going back out of here, the door comes toward us, and the hinges are on the right-hand side. I'm gonna pass this out to somebody.
Tour outside.
Okay. Just two
There we
more
go,
quick
this way.
places, and we'll do them really quickly.
That's kind of cool. I'm actually glad I videoed,
Yeah, I know, it's so cool.
because other people can see this that are interested.
Yes,
and
you can, and What I really would like for you to know today is how much time and energy and effort we put into that dog you're taking.
Yeah,
home.
I know, because I'm like friends with tons and tons of puppy raisers now because I do my
Oh,
dog
yeah.
issue video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Door opens away from us, hinges are on the right. All right, and I'm gonna put you right here. I'm gonna move this box out of your way.
Okay.
Well, wait till you see.
Hey, harness. Oh, wow, that's like skinny.
All right,
Holy cow.
this is a room I love, and I'll be brief in here. This is where we make the harnesses. We used to buy big sets of leather,
Hey, Tara.
and
Where are you?
and
That's like skinny.
everything all by
You see that?
ourselves. But the leather
gonna
got
be
to
like
be
the
so
one we did, right?
expensive that we
Yeah.
made a deal with a leather maker, and he sends us pieces.
That's a skinny
and
one.
We put the pieces
Or
together.
narrow.
So there are 3 different kinds of harnesses. There's a straight, a zigzag, and a
Is this the offset one?
that
Yep.
one.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
And then straight, and I don't see the zig. Oh, it's right
This one?
next to it.
Oh,
On your right, yeah. And so we try to match up our dogs with our clients. Sometimes the clients
oh, I see.
want a handle that's a little farther away, some
Weird.
closer, and some back and forth. So we do it all from scratch. We save over $500 a year now from making the
Okay, that's a
all
regular
the
one.
leather pieces into
Just make sure I got
smaller
all of them.
ones.
I think I got all of
And
them.
we have a
We're getting a
machine
new
here
handle, right?
that
Yeah.
But we
does
keep the harness part.
everything,
Yeah,
but we
this part?
can't
Yeah.
sew the leather on the handles. We just can't get that tight. So we ask our clients who are coming back for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, maybe 8th dogs to bring the metal handle back, and we send these out, have them covered. Everything else we do right here.
Cool.
So all your harnesses working good? Everybody's comfortable with them?
Yep,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
far so good.
So the fun part about these is that we do a lot of grommet work, and you guys will know about these. And instead of doing them on a hardwood area, we do them on logs. So you've probably done some grommet work in your day, and we have several logs around here so the guys can work. The guys come in at 8 o'clock at night and leave at 5:30. They do it every single day, and they volunteer. We don't pay them
Wow.
a penny for their work. And they also have dogs, so when they're working in here, you come in, you got a couple big goldens that'll jump all over you. Any questions about our
That's cool.
harnesses?
I actually watched a YouTube video showing that they make them here.
So you saw
Somebody,
it,
yeah,
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
saw.
Yeah, it's really excellent that we're still doing this. I've been here for 25 years or so, and I've seen some of the old guys that just work here till they practically, die in here because they love their work. Okay? Yeah, we gave you a good job, didn't we? Here I am.
That's kind of cool about the harnesses.
All right, and we're gonna, let me see where we are. Okay, we're gonna turn to the left. We're almost done.
That was kind of cool. Actually, last time we didn't get to see that.
Oh, really?
No, when I got Luna in 2014, we didn't get to see that.
I should have stayed in there longer, but I know the guys her pet's family is hungry, so.
Can I come back?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can come back anytime you want. And you can come back to the, we're gonna stop right here. This is our vets area.
Okay.
And there's a wall here if you wanna hang on to it.
Okay.
And you
Oh,
know
in there?
what? The light's not in,
Oh,
on
okay.
in there.
Okay,
so
then
you
I'll
can't-
just
yeah,
turn away
you
from.
just-
Nothing to see in there.
Close up to me right there.
Yeah. I'm like, whoops.
Okay, this is our vet clinic, and we have the best clinic in the whole world, of course. We are dedicated to service working dogs, and so we see things that most vet clinics don't see. And so because of that, kids that are in vet school are clamoring to spend a period of time with us. I think they get 4 weeks. So we carefully choose them, and what they learn in 4 weeks here, they can't get in a whole year of vet school. And I don't mean applications, I just mean sensitivity and respect for the dog and what a dog can really do for them. So we have 2 wet tables Don't know why the lights aren't on, but I don't want to take time to turn them on. So we can do 2 surgeries at once. We have 2 main vets. We have an excellent vet tech, and then we have, we used to have volunteers that came in, but actually we just can't afford to do that anymore because we need specialized people here. And so we do a lot of neutering and spading. And the other thing we used to do is that we get a call and one of the kids would find his belt, but the buckle would be gone because the puppy had chewed it and swallowed it. So we get hold of that puppy right away instead of cutting and opening the puppy up and taking the buckle out that way. We have a new tool now, and I actually saw it on one of the Animal Planet shows where we can force the puppy's mouth open and his esophagus, and the tool will go right down, pluck that up and take it out, so there's no surgery at all. The vet stays in contact with the client as long as he wants to. And when you all go home, you'll have your own vet, and we hope that he gives you either free service or a good discount, because that would be very nice. But at
That's
some
the vet
point,
sign.
you may want an opinion from our vet if your dog is going through something. And so our vet is available for that, and I am attest to that because I had a golden retriever that this client had taken, and it was 12 years old, and it was time for this dog to retire, and the client just didn't want to give it up. So he had a conference call with our vet, his vet, and he realized then that it was time that Zach retired, and he came back and got a new dog, because this guy was flying all over the world. He was a musical minister and was on stage, and Zach just got too tired to work that long. So anyway, we know we have a vet forever, and so any questions we do all the normal services before or after, depending on what your dog's need is. And we're going shopping, you guys can go eat.
All right, well, thank you, that was very
Are
interesting.
you gonna take them eating with you or shopping?
I'm hungry too.
Okay, she can go eat.
Yeah.
And she doesn't eat much. It was weird last night.
And I believe that's the end of the tour.
Are we following you?
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
there? Okay. No.
So this part's all done?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Gonna